You look at the communications array around you. You see these panels of blue light sort of scintillating and moving around. You see all the places where this transmission will reach. You see it will reach. You see the Crystal Palace. You see Luna. You see everything up in Orbitsville. You see, or most of the things. There are some limits. You see a lot of groundside places it will reach. You see it will reach the UK. You see it'll reach Washington, Republic of Texas, Georgia, Florida, New Orleans. You see it reaches to parts of Mexico. You see it reaches Medikey, which is the place that your mother wanted to go before her life was cut short. You see all these places that your broadcast will finally reach. The voices that your blog never, or the eyes that your blog never got. You finally have this opportunity to force people to pay attention to you. Tell me when you hit the button and start talking whenever you do.
Okay. He takes a deep breath and he hits that button. And then he begins. Whatever you're listening to this on, don't turn it off. You all need to hear this. Some of you here in Night City may know of me from my blog. If you're a reader of mine, then you'll know that I haven't posted any new stories in a while. That's because I've been working on this. Today, dear listeners, I'm going to tell you the true story of a shape-shifting snake in Militech. I'm going to tell you about a person with 1,000 forms who steals the faces of those you love and wears their bodies like a costume. I'm going to tell you about the woman who's abused her position of power for her own personal, petty revenge and who has ruined the lives of many. Today, I'm here to expose the head of Militech Intelligence, Kalishka Vault. He then starts explaining the story. He says what exactly Kalishka has done that led him to start investigating, when he found the Zugzwang note that was the beginning of this long and painful journey. He describes how Kalishka replaced their nomad and was living amongst them, how she even took his own sister and he realized far too late what was happening. He begins to describe being captured by Kalishka and finding his mom, how after 16 years, it was in Kalishka's personal prison she'd been residing. He says Kalishka had used his mom, manipulated her when she was in need and coerced her to stay there. He paints it as Kalishka being clingy and manipulative and how she's been a completely mentally unstable, possible cyber psycho who clung to his mom and kept her trapped for her own desires. He says when their Netrunner was able to set everyone free, they were able to see just how many people had been trapped. Hundreds of people had been there for who knows how long. They had to leave them behind when they escaped the base. They might still be there, he says. While he's careful not to fully villainize Militech, he is adamant of their negligence in overseeing the actions of the intelligence department. How such corruption could not have possibly been so easily ignored. He goes in describing all the desperate attempts Kalishka made to kill him and his crew after they escaped. All of the Militech money and resources she wasted to hire bounty hunters like the Angels and the Kingbreakers. He tells them about the town outside their city that Kalishka decimated in the hopes of their deaths. He really emphasizes here how Kalishka was abusing her power and how once again it was impossible for the intelligence department and Militech as a whole to not have noticed what was going on. And as he begins to wrap up the story, he leaves a personal message for Kalishka. He says to her, I never liked chess, I'll be honest. And after seeing how you've played Kalishka, my opinions have not really changed. You have spent every pawn you had. You threw every rook and bishop at us, and when they failed, you looked to your valiant knights only for them to crumble. On top of it all, the one you so desperately wanted to keep is gone. My mother, your queen, the only person in this world who may have had an ounce of empathy left for you, is gone. and you stand alone on the board. This Kalishka is not Zugzwang. No. No, this is a checkmate. Everyone, and I mean everyone, knows what you are now. It doesn't matter what face you try to hide behind, because we can all see your real one now, and it is ugly. You underestimated my crew, my friends. You underestimated the capabilities of a single father and didn't think I'd go this far, and now you have lost. I need you to understand something, Kalishka. When I first started this journey, I thought I was doing it for justice. I was naive back then. I saw things too much in black and white. I saw you as a villain, and I was the hero. But the world isn't black and white, it's a monotonous mess of gray. I wanted to bring justice to my mother and justice for those you hurt. But then she died. And my sister died. And suddenly, all those years of work were for nothing. And I blamed you. They both never would have died if you never had taken them. And then, I began to hate. I hated you, Kalishka. I didn't even care about justice anymore. I just wanted to hurt you. I wanted to climb up this tower, willing to do anything, just to know that it hurt you. But as I stand here, as I speak, I realize it wasn't hate that drove me here. Not really. I mean, it definitely played a part. But it can't be what's kept me going this entire time. You want to know what it was, Kalishka? It was hope. My daughter, my precious girl, all I've ever wanted is for her to be safe. But safety isn't enough. I've realized you can't put the people you love in a box. You can't hide them away, and you can't keep them safe forever. A safe life isn't enough. She needs a life of hope. I came here. I've fought and I've killed and I've survived all the bullshit you threw at us so that I can give her hope for a better future. A future where she doesn't have to lay awake at night wondering if her dad is gonna come home or if today is finally the day he's not coming back. It's so easy for someone in this world to fall to hate. It is so much easier to hurt than it is to help. But people of Night City, people of the world, I implore you all to have hope. Kalishka is not special. She's just one of many monsters. I know there will always be more like her, but I also know there's always going to be someone else who's willing to take a stand and fight. Someone who's courageous enough to have hope. It's a dark world out there. But I swear to you, all of you, it is always better to light a single candle than it is to forever curse the darkness. So be the spark. Be that one light that turns ablaze and sets the world aflame with hope. I have hope that I can make things just a little better. I have hope that I can see my daughter smile again. I am here today, people of the world, in the name of hope. But for you, Kalishka, meine Freunde, your hope is gone. You lost that when you sold your soul and abandoned your humanity. There are no more moves to make. Your game is over. Checkmate. And he ends the broadcast.
I need you to roll a d10 now. This is believability, and this is probably the most important role you will ever make and have ever made this campaign.
Cool.
You are using a 10, rank 10 believability.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks to the tower, thanks to all of the work you've done on this. Mm-hmm. Additionally, for that speech alone, I will give you extra 15 IP because holy fucking shit, that was insane.
Thanks.
Can we all agree that that was insane? What the fuck? Crazy.
Thank you.
Now, and I will say that you get full evidence. So, quite literally, you have to roll a 9 or lower on a d10. It will be very bad if you roll a 10.
Oh, okay.
You have a 90% chance of success.
Just one roll, 1d10, okay.
1d10. If it's anything that isn't a 10, you succeed. The lower
Okay.
you get, the better.
We're rolling.
Let's roll. What do we got? That's a 6.
6.
Your message echoes out, and it is quiet in the room. You see, what's his name again? Greeby Screeby. Look at you, wide-eyed. What are other people's reactions as they see Denzel finish giving the speech? Like, what are people in this room doing in this moment
I
of
knew you
quiet?
had it in you, detective boy.
Malik's nodding his head in the corner. He didn't, being a hired hand, he didn't really think too much of the situation they were in. And now he sees passion of a father.
Kinder.
Kinder's out of it. Kinder died.
Okay.
Kinder just gives a head shake.
A good head
Isn't
shake.
Kinder in the dark?
Kinder just stands in the darkness and a small thumbs up. Just so.
The message goes out. After a moment of silence, you hear bing, 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 bing. Hello, it's me. You hear the voice of your agent AI, the dog, go,
Yeah.
rough, rough, Denzel. You have 164 new messages.
Yeah, we'll check that out later.
And that's
Well,
where
can I
our
pick it, like, the top?
the top one.
Yeah, this is just a little peek.
You see it is a message from an unknown sender. The top one, the like most immediate one, message from an unknown sender, initials MB, says, "Nice monologue, kid. Now get out of that exploding building before you go all goes bupkis, you know." And you see PSPS, President seems happy. You got a friend in Washington, Mr. Dante, if anything goes south. MB.
Morgan Blackhand.
And that's where we're going to end today's session.